Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Tina Blease, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. My business is called Simply Green and Healthy Home. And what I do is I educate families on the importance of healthier, safer, non toxic products in their home. But in addition, how those types of products can really interact with our health and wellness, with our immune system, and even how we feel about ourselves in our bodies. And so I do a lot of networking and I meet a lot of amazing people throughout my time. And recently I met Sandra Lee. She was such an amazing woman, and I wanted to introduce her to all of you. So, a little bit about Sandra. Um, when you have something important to accomplish and it's just not happening, one way to look at it is that your energy flow is blocked. Energy flow is a secret sauce. Sandra Lee helped entrepreneurs increase sales and make progress towards their big picture goals by realigning intentions with their soul's purpose. With exceptional intuitive awareness, the power of sound, and the touch of science, she helps you be in the energetic flow and prioritizing actions that matter. Human design is her favorite tool for assisting clients in understanding their purpose and making sense of their lives, relationships, and businesses. Now, before I met Sandra, I did not understand what human design was, and that just totally flipped me. So, with that being said, I thought again it was really important to introduce Sandra to you all because everything in our life is connected. And so I would love, Sandra, for you to just kind of explain a little bit more about you and how you came across human design and what has been your path to get to where you are today.
Thank you, Tina. So, human design is based on where the planets were at the time you were born, similar to regular astrology. And my history with astrology was that I thought, as a spiritually oriented person, I should do astrology. And over the years, I have had many astrology readings. And as far as I was concerned, had them make zero sense to me. I know a lot of people who run their life based on astrology, and I was not doing that. There didn't seem to be any place in my brain for this information about astrology to fit. All of these readings I had had, I didn't remember anything about the readings, and it did not seem to have any impact on my actual life. So I thought that the positions of the planets didn't matter to me. You can run your life based on those things, but not me. Then I learned about human design from my teacher, Karen Parker, and she was talking on a teleseminar. I don't know if you remember the time before Zoom and where teleseminars, it was all just audio.
Mhm.
This was a long time ago now. I met Karen Parker on one of these audio teleseminars, so there was no visual to it.
Hmm.
And I learned things about myself and my life that are still practical and relevant all the way to now, 13 years later. And it's like, oh, maybe the positions of the planets do matter to me. And I took the first level of her program and I finished it in one day.
Hmm.
Like 7 weeks worth of content, one day. And I bought levels 2 through 4 in her program, and I finished level 2 in 2.5 weeks instead of 9 weeks. And so it's like I inhaled her content.
Mhm.
I like poured all of this information into my head. And I'm not really sure what the difference is between astrology and human design. I just know that I remember it all. It's like when I do a reading for somebody, clients, I don't ever look anything up. I just have them with me and they ask me what they want to know about their chart. And then I just talk. The information about human design, it's all just in here. And it changes people's lives learning about this chart. It makes sense of who they are. When I do networking meetings like I did with you, Tina, a lot of times I will run their human design chart on the fly in the moment.
Mhm.
Did I do that with you?
You did,
You
and
did.
the way that you described me was amazing. It was me. It was kind of things that I was already aware of, but like some extra details that I went, wow, that's me.
Yes. So there's this experience in the moment of having a complete stranger, because I didn't know you,
No. Mm-mm.
and in a couple of minutes, I tell you things about yourself that I was like, oh,
Mhm,
it's like I've known you for my whole life.
mhm,
That's the level of detail and of seeing the truth of who somebody is that's possible with human design.
mhm,
I didn't know Tina. Those of you who are watching, I did not know Tina before that.
mhm,
But in a few minutes, looking at this chart, I told her things about herself that gave her the experience. It's like, oh, this person sees me.
mhm,
And the desire to be seen and heard and received is a fundamental need that all people have.
mhm,
But so many people feel like nobody sees me, nobody gets me, nobody understands.
mhm.
So, this moment of that first information being delivered about your human design chart sometimes can completely change somebody's perspective about their life.
Mhm,
The understanding, the depth of understanding that comes from that moment can be, oh, that's who I am. And it can carry forward consciously in your awareness. Another person, again, this was a network meeting and I ran a chart for her and I told her that the most important thing for you is about love. And she said, well, of course, isn't everybody like that? I was like, well, yeah, some, but to you, this is the central thing. You want to experience love. You want other people to experience love. And you really notice when love is missing. And you want you want people to be able to feel that, have that experience of love. And it was so on target for her that she went out into her life and now she is conscious. Oh, I am helping this person feel love. I am expressing my love. I'm helping them feel love themselves. I am serving my purpose
mhm. Yes.
by having the experience of love be more present for the people in my life. I am serving my purpose in the world.
Mhm,
And there are a lot of people who feel like they don't make a difference. I don't know why I'm here. Nobody really cares. Nobody really values me and what I do. When you get these fundamental things
mhm,
about who you are and realize that you're making your contribution, you're making your special gift to the world, it enables you to feel like, oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I have a reason for being here.
mhm,
And it makes a huge difference. Imagine what you learned about yourself in your chart as like, oh, this thing that I do all the time, I am serving my purpose.
mhm. It's a direction. It's like a guideline, that you're not wasting your time, that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes we just need validation of that.
Mhm. Yes.
And I think what you're saying is what you've helped many of your clients get is that validation. Now, have you been able to redirect people as well?
Let me talk about a redirect that I am in the process of
Okay.
making.
Mhm,
Okay. As an illustration, because yes, we can certainly do that. Um, I've been working on building my business pretty intensively over the past several years, and most intensively in 2024.
mhm,
Hiring a bunch of coaches to help me learn how to do marketing and how to do sales and all these things that I didn't get any background in before just being kind of dumped into it. And having people tell me, you need to talk about business and you need to talk about making money because that's what people will buy. And part of my message is, when I'm doing things that are in alignment with who I am, things are going to go well.
Mhm.
When I'm doing things that are not in alignment with who they are, I'm going to get stuck.
Mhm.
So here I am doing something that doesn't feel very natural to me, working on sales and marketing and focusing on making money. I mean, everybody wants to make money, but that's not the message that I really feel comfortable about selling, right? But here I am doing it because that's what all the coaches were telling me I need to do.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I'm kind of doing it, but it still feels kind of uncomfortable. And then recently, I have had a couple of clients that I've been working with who initially came to me to talk about their businesses. But when it gets down to it, what was really in their way was their close relationships with their children and their spouses were strained. Daughters not talking to them.
Hmm.
One of them has a grandchild, but hadn't been able to go visit with the grandchild because the daughter wasn't speaking to her. So
Mm.
uncomfortable. So with human design, I help, these clients, understand themselves and what motivates them, and help them understand their children, their daughters, where the relationship is difficult, and help them understand why the other person behaves the way they do,
Hmm.
and to understand what's going on when they don't get along.
What
What
the
is what's
conflict is.
Yes, what's in the
Mm.
conflict, and understand for my client to understand where the daughter is coming from,
Uh-huh.
where the source of the conflict is. And with that understanding, I can then provide, so would you like a suggestion on what to do in that situation?
Hmm.
And it's like, yes, what do I do? And so I just
Yeah.
provide from the human design chart, I provide practical strategies for how to interact with the other person so that something else becomes possible.
Kind of like opening up the pathway by, yeah,
Well, so
that makes sense.
what happens is people get stuck
Yeah.
in a behavior pattern.
Yeah.
So when this trigger happens, I always do this.
Mhm.
And when this happens, I always do this. And when I am stuck in my pattern, I can't do anything else.
Mhm.
I need what I call outside of my head information coming from somebody else that has me look at things differently
Mhm.
so that I have the ability to take a different action,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So my client, right, this happens and I run this same old response. So I tell her, so next time this happens, do something different. And I give a something different that's based on my client's human design chart and based on the daughter's human design chart
Mhm.
so that something different becomes possible in the relationship. Okay. So, because of the interactions that I had with my client about her family members, didn't talk to the family members at all,
Mhm.
right? Things got so much better. And now, over the past several months, this client has been to visit her daughter and see the grandchild for a couple of multiple week visits over the past several months.
Oh my. So it worked.
Completely changed
Ah.
things, right? And
Mhm.
it's all based on understanding what's going on and then coming up with new ways to address it that makes a whole different experience possible.
I see. And so that in turn can help the entrepreneur do better in their business as well because they are more open to doing something different to unstuck themselves or unstick themselves on their
Mhm.
business as well because now they've felt and have seen success and they're willing to try it
Yes.
in another space.
Well, something that a lot of times gets in the way for anyone in a business
Mhm.
is if they have a big stress that may have nothing to do with the business.
Yes, I understand.
And it's obvious if the problem is pain. For example, if I always have headaches, I'm not going to be able to focus on much of anything, including business. Okay. If the pain is background decades worth of stress in my family, it's not as obvious as having headaches,
Mhm.
but it's still, a stress that keeps the person, they think about it all the time, and it makes it difficult for them to focus on something else. And so that's what these relationships are like. It can stop them from feeling positive about themselves, about their ability to do whatever it is they want, including work on a business.
Oh, I see that so often. I really
Yeah.
do. Well, that is absolutely amazing. Um, so what are you currently doing to present your expertise out into the world? And how can someone find you if they're interested in continuing the conversation with you?
Well, so anyone who is watching this who doesn't already know me, there's going to be information on how to connect with me associated with the video. And right now, I am offering a free group healing session called
Mm,
Energize Your Vision, group sound healing for your 2025 business goals. So
okay.
this particular session is focused on business, but really whatever it is you want to work on, you can bring it to this session. It's a group sound healing session that's going to occur on February the 12th.
Oh,
And this session is only available for you to register for through a giveaway called the Grand Giveaway. So there will be information associated with this video about how to sign up for the Grand Giveaway. So what's a giveaway? A giveaway is a thing where experts, a variety of different experts, each offer a free gift for anyone to be able to get as a way of introducing them to these experts. So I am one of many experts in this Grand Giveaway, and there's lots and lots of wonderful, valuable gifts that are available there. And it's all
hmm.
free, like completely free. So that's something that you can get and come to the Energize Your Vision session. Now, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can just come, you can, get it, come to the session and not read any of the emails I send you. Not recommended, but you can certainly do that. So that's like a minimal participation,
Mhm.
and you'll certainly receive benefit, right? If you want to engage in the questions I ask you, the things I have you pay attention to in the email sequence, you're going to get a ton of value because you're really going to explore, what are my goals? What do I want
Mhm.
in my relationships, in my life, in my business? What are the things that I want? And I encourage you to have goals in multiple areas of your life, to
Oh, yeah.
really explore, what is it you want?
Mhm.
Because one of the things that I do, in addition to helping people with relationships, is help them, what is it you want to be accomplishing? What is it you want to achieve? What is it you want to have in your life? And
Mhm.
to be in action towards those goals.
Mhm.
So that's all available through the Energize Your Vision session. If you're not interested in that and you just want to connect with me, there'll be information on how to contact me as well. I'd be happy to talk with you.
And that is wonderful. I was just trying to something came to mind when you were saying that, you know, what worked for us as people in our relationships and then as our business 40 years ago is, changes. It's different than 30 years ago. Our needs change, times change, are different than 20 years ago. And different than just 10 years ago and different for today. So how what came to my mind was sometimes we can get stuck at what we're doing the same thing today as we did 10 years ago, and we're expecting a different outcome.
Mhm.
you know but times have changed, we've changed, and I think sometimes we need someone like you to kind of redirect us, but from a place where we are today, like you were saying, doing the birthday and the human design. And that could be a huge aha moment and just a little twist and suggestion to offering a solution to being stuck can just open up a whole new world to that
Yes.
person who's struggling.
Well, like I was talking about earlier in a different
Mhm,
context, wherever it is I am, I tend to be in this place where I see things the same way all the time.
mhm. Yeah.
And and this happens to me,
Mhm,
right? Like me, I'm doing this work, but I get stuck.
mhm.
And when get stuck, I can't see the label on my own box. And I need
Great
somebody
analogy.
else, a coach or another practitioner to help me get outside of my head information.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, I can look at it this way instead, and creates a whole different possibilities. I mean,
Yes.
this is why the profession of coaching
Mhm,
has exploded so much
mhm,
because people everywhere have issues where they get stuck.
mhm,
And we tend to think, I can do it all myself. I can do it all myself. I can do it all myself.
mhm,
But the truth is, human beings are not designed to do it all by ourselves.
mhm.
We need people. Everybody
Yes.
needs people.
That is so true, Sandra. And I think the way that you're coming at it is a very unique and special way that would appeal to a lot of people who like don't want to do a professional business coach. That's too one, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
or other kinds of coaches where I mean we're just all unique people and we have different things mean different things to us. So Sandra, I think what you have to offer is amazing. Is there any last minute something you want to say here before we end?
Part of what I wanted to say was that no matter what it is that's going on,
Hmm.
sometimes you might feel like you're out of control or there's nothing you can do about it. There is always a way.
Hmm.
You can always find a solution to what feels like it's unsolvable.
Hmm.
And it takes getting outside
Hmm.
help to be able to get there. But
Yes.
it's possible. You really can do it. Just
Yes.
not alone.
Yes. Anything is possible if you're willing and open to looking at things differently. So, gosh,
Yes.
Sandra, thank you so much for your insight today. Thank you for your friendship. I so enjoyed meeting you, and I look forward to our continued connection. And I suggest to anyone that is listening to this, to connect with Sandra, to and just to get to know her as well, to see if there is something that she can help you in your life and or business or both.
Yes. And then very soon, I think like next week, we're doing another one of these where
Yes.
I am interviewing Tina because Tina has a wonderful story to share that I definitely want to have more people know about.
Yeah.
So that is coming very soon.
Well, thank you for that. I look forward to our next conversation. And Sandra, you have a great rest of the day. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. And for everybody, check out the grand giveaway
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Energize Your Vision session.
Mhm.
Thank you.